Since the release of the full redacted version of the Mueller report, President Trump has doubled down on his attacks against the fake news media. On Tuesday morning, the president hammered the New York Times. "Claim your free Trump 2020 hat, just cover shipping. I wonder if the New York Times will apologize to me a second time, as they did after the 2016 election. But this one will have to be a far bigger and better apology. On this one they will have to get down on their knees and beg for forgiveness. They are truly the enemy of the people," he said on Twitter. "I wonder if the New York Times will apologize to me a second time, as they did after the 2016 election. But this one will have to be a far bigger and better apology. On this one they will have to get down on their knees and beg for forgiveness. They are truly the enemy of the people." Donald J. Trump, @RealDonaldTrump, April 23, 2019. He also slammed New York Times' Paul Krugman on Tuesday morning by saying, "Paul Krugman, of the fake news New York Times, has lost all credibility, as has the Times itself, with his false and highly inaccurate writings on me. He is obsessed with hatred, just as others are obsessed with how stupid he is. He said market would crash, only record highs." Paul Krugman, of the fake news New York Times, has lost all credibility, as has the Times itself, with his false and highly inaccurate writings on me. He is obsessed with hatred, just as others are obsessed with how stupid he is. He said market would crash, only record highs. Donald J. Trump, @RealDonaldTrump, April 23, 2019. Earlier in the week, President Trump responded to a tweet from conservative Liz Wheeler about how dishonest the Washington Post's newspaper cover was after the release of the Mueller report. President Trump went on to slam not only the Washington Post, but the New York Times, as well. Vote now. Should Representative Omar be removed from office for her anti-Semitism? The Washington Post and New York Times are, in my opinion, two of the most dishonest media outlets around. Truly, the enemy of the people," he said. The Washington Post and New York Times are, in my opinion, two of the most dishonest media outlets around. Truly, the enemy of the people. https://t.co/ajvxjvg. Donald J. Trump, @RealDonaldTrump, April 19, 2019. The president's attacks on media outlets seems to be working. Recent data shows that CNN had their worst prime-time weekly ratings last week, especially in their 24 to 54 age demographic. The Daily Caller reports that, from April 8 to 12, the network only averaged an audience of 690,000 people and 180,000 in the key 25 to 54 age demographic. Their coverage last week included 3 presidential town halls with New York Sen. Kirsten Gillibrand, Washington Governor Jay Inslee, and former Housing and Urban Development Secretary Julian Castro. It gets worse. The town hall events for Gillibrand, Inslee and Castro could barely gain 500,000 viewers each. MSNBC's ratings were so bad as well that Fox News was able to beat the two far-left channels combined. Vote now. Do you agree with Trump's strong support for the Second Amendment? Check out what the Daily Caller reported. Gillibrand's town hall only had 507,000 viewers, compared to Inslee's 549,000 and Castro's 654,000. Comparatively, last week, MSNBC's primetime lineup averaged 1,600,000 viewers with 249,000 in the key demo. Fox News managed to beat CNN and MSNBC combined, with a total viewership of 2,438,000 and 394,000 in the age range. The top networks for prime-time viewership last week were led by Fox News, followed by MSNBC, the Home and Garden TV, USA Network and TBS Network. To round out the top 5, CNN finished 15th, behind networks like Discovery Channel, Food Network, TLC and A&E Network. Their ratings have continued to drop following the conclusion of the Mueller report. It appears like they might have a difficult time bouncing back after investing 2 years of heavy coverage on the investigation into the Trump campaign's alleged collusion with the Kremlin. The fact of the matter is, CNN, MSNBC, The Washington Post and The New York Times have proven to be fake, dishonest and extremely biased, especially since the release of the Mueller report. The president has every right to slam them. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. Related, a Republican is now running against Trump in 2020. Related, Ocasio-Cortez says she's done, vowed to give it up. You might like let's block ads. Why?